When you think of George Clooney, the first thing that comes to mind is probably his charming smile, his long list of iconic movie roles, and of course, his beautiful wife, Amal Clooney. Together, they've built one of the most enviable relationships in Hollywood. They've become parents to twins, Alexander and Ella, who were born in June 2017. Since then, they've been the epitome of a happy family. George and Amal are frequently spotted enjoying time together, whether on vacation or attending events, with their children in tow. But behind their public smiles and adorable family photos lies something far more complicated, as George Clooney's children have just made a confession that has left Amal feeling devastated and, quite frankly, shocked. While George and Amal have always been protective of their children's privacy, recent reports suggest that the twins have made an unexpected confession that no one saw coming. According to an insider close to the family, during a casual conversation at their home in Lake Como, the Clooney children shared something that caught Amal completely off guard. It all started when the family was enjoying a quiet evening together. George, who's known for being a loving and attentive father, was playfully asking Alexander and Ella about their favorite things. But things took a sudden turn when Ella, with a look of seriousness on her face, blurted out a surprising statement. "I don't like being in the spotlight anymore," she reportedly said. This was followed by Alexander, who nodded in agreement. "Yeah, it's too much sometimes," he added. While George tried to brush off their comments with a laugh, Amal, who's always been fiercely protective of her children's well-being, couldn't hide her feelings. She had always envisioned a life for her kids that balanced the perks of fame with their privacy. But hearing their words left Amal feeling emotionally overwhelmed. For Amal, whose career revolves around human rights and international law, this confession hit close to home. She spent much of her adult life advocating for the rights of others, yet when it comes to her own children, this particular situation has created a dilemma she never thought she would face. Amal had always tried to shield Alexander and Ella from the intense media spotlight that followed George's every move. However, being the children of one of Hollywood's most beloved actors meant that they were often at the center of attention, whether they liked it or not. The couple, known for their humanitarian work, also had high hopes for their kids to grow up grounded and aware of the world's challenges. But Amal, in particular, never expected that the very world they were trying to shield their kids from would end up being something they no longer wanted to be a part of. Amal's protective instincts kicked in full force, leaving her torn between respecting her children's wishes and trying to give them the life they've always dreamed of, without compromising their happiness. As expected, George's reaction to his children's confession was far more lighthearted. Known for his sense of humor, George attempted to make light of the situation, cracking jokes to make Amal feel better. However, deep down, George couldn't ignore the reality that his children were beginning to feel the pressure of their public lives. "It's tough," George said during a recent interview, referring to the challenges his family faces in balancing their public and private lives. "As a father, you want to protect your kids from everything, but you can't control how they feel." Although George always tries to maintain a fun-loving demeanor, it was clear that this moment was a turning point for him as well. He is now faced with the question of how to keep his children happy while navigating the demands of fame. Amal, who is no stranger to public scrutiny, has spent her entire career fighting for justice and human rights, but it's clear that nothing could prepare her for the emotional turmoil of hearing her children express such feelings. Amal is known to be fiercely protective of her family, and her top priority has always been ensuring the safety and happiness of her children. It is reported that she had a private conversation with George shortly after the confession. The couple reportedly discussed how they could limit their exposure in the media, but also how they could help their children understand the responsibility that comes with fame. In fact, Amal is said to be considering more private schooling options for Alexander and Ella, away from the glare of Hollywood's media circus. She's looking into schools with a more low-key atmosphere, where her children can grow up without the constant pressure of paparazzi and tabloid gossip. Amal's emotional state has reportedly taken a hit. As a mother, hearing that her children no longer wanted to be in the spotlight must have been heartbreaking. She had worked so hard to create a life for them where they could enjoy the best of both worlds, being raised with love and care, while still having access to incredible opportunities that only a privileged few can have. But for Amal, this admission made her realize that the most important thing isn't fame or wealth, it's the mental and emotional well-being of her children. She's now working alongside George to find a balance that will allow their family to live more privately, all while continuing to do the meaningful work they love. So, What do you think of this shocking confession from George and Amal Clooney's children? Do you believe that fame is too much for their little ones? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest celebrity news and updates. We've got more juicy stories coming your way, and you won't want to miss a thing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.